I have never been to Cape Town, let alone South Africa in general, so I'm extremely excited to be here. You know, our show has been so amazing. We've gotten to take it global this season, which has been incredible. And to wrap it up here in South Africa, such an amazing opportunity. And I'm so glad I get to do it because, of course, I've only been to one other location aside from the U.S., which was Venice, Italy. You know, I've always been a huge fan of authenticity. When we say we are somewhere in the world, it's been an amazing opportunity to actually go to those places on Blindspot. And that's something that our boss, our showrunner, Martin Garrow, really wanted to do this season. And we've been so fortunate to be able to do that. And again, to be here in Cape Town, South Africa, you know, this is where Jane was born. Yeah, in a way, this being the season 3 finale, this is like a coming home for Jane, being here in Cape Town, South Africa, and of course for me, this is incredible because this is where she's from. So right now we're doing the finale here in Cape Town, South Africa, and the setup is basically Jane has followed Roman here. She's followed her brother here, and she realizes this is where things are going to happen. He's brought her home. It's almost like he's brought her back to the beginning for the end. Another fun thing that's happening here in Cape Town is that a lot of the cast is here. Usually there'll be like maybe 1 to 3 of us get to go on these excursions for the show, and we actually have about 5 of us here. So it's amazing. This has become like a massive group effort for this finale. And of course, you know, we've all had dinner together and it's been really, really fun. But there's a lot of action here in Cape Town. And of course, we're showcasing this beautiful, beautiful, beautiful town for what it is, you know, just the marine life and the mountains. And we've gotten to film on top of some of these mountains, so it's been quite extraordinary. So of course, we followed Jane's tattoos, and here we are in Cape Town, South Africa. Chasing Roman as we have been the entire season. We have an amazing, amazing cliffhanger coming up, which is going to shock everyone. And so for it to happen here is just really incredible. Well, I love the people in Cape Town. Everybody's been so hospitable and so kind and full of information and willing to take us places and show us things. And it's a great area to be in because our show is so well received here as well that people are very excited and also very cooperative, which is great. Well, Jane and Roman have a very complex and very complicated relationship. There's still a lot of love there. So coming back to the birthplace of both of them, it's heavy. It's extremely heavy, and I think the bottom line is they're always going to love each other. But a lot of horrific things happen here in Cape Town in the finale. This is so wonderful. In our finale, we actually, I guess the best way to say it is we catch up to Crawford, and things happen that are pretty insane, and they also take place here in Cape Town, South Africa. So basically everybody ends up in Cape Town, South Africa, and things just go haywire. Yes, this has been really incredible to showcase Jane in her hometown, all the flashbacks that happen, and the fact that we actually get to film them here. Is incredible, and it's just sensory overload for her. It sends her spiraling a bit, and her heart just explodes in all of these scenes. It's devastating and also beautiful at the same time.
It's absolutely amazing. I don't think I've stopped smiling since I arrived here in Cape Town. It's just so scenic. I mean, seriously, look at it. I feel like Cape Town specifically is a place that I've always wanted to come to, and to get to do this for our season finale is just phenomenal. He's a very broken soul. At the end of season 2, he begs his sister to put him out of his misery. And she doesn't do it, and so he's a very lonely person. So he goes away, and you know he's got some time, and he does a lot of thinking and soul searching, and he concocts this plan. He collects a bunch of secrets about the FBI team, and basically uses those to his own advantage. And so basically, season 3 is him being in a position of power for the first time. Season 2, he's a very powerless character. yeah, it's the first time I've got to use my natural accent on a show since coming to America 5-6 years ago now. So it felt quite weird. Yeah, it was very strange because everything I've done, every scene you go into, you prepare with this American accent. It's a very different thing. It's very muscular. It takes a lot of work, and then to not have to do that, to strip it back and just, use my natural accent, it was very strange. Getting to show off a fun side of Roman through Tom. I don't think I've smiled and laughed and romanced as much as I have playing Tom. So that's been really fun to show off a different side of my personality. Getting to wear the Clark Kent glasses, the huge disguise. Also, I should mention that this season, I had a scar last season down this side of my face, and this season I don't have that. Obviously, it would be quite difficult to play someone else if you have a giant scar down your face. So we, story-wise, said that Roman had some plastic surgery to get that removed to enable him to steal someone's identity effectively. So yeah, it's been great. Tom is in love. Roman, through Tom, is absolutely in love. It's a curveball that he didn't want to happen. He didn't see coming. It wasn't part of his plan at all. But Blake's a beautiful girl, beautiful woman, smart, strong, intelligent. Hard not to fall in love. He's gone deep undercover, and. Yeah, I think it's going to be interesting to see how and when it trips him up. We're in South Africa because it's where we all started. Where the story started, where I was born, where Roman was born, where Jane was born, and it's just a very fitting conclusion to come back here and revisit this place that has so much emotion. Obviously a naturally beautiful place, and part of the reason we're here is to show off the natural beauty, but story-wise, character-wise, it makes sense to finish season 3 here.
Cape Town, this might be the most stunning environment I've ever been to, because it seems like it has every terrain. There's mountains, the beach. It's incredible. I took a walk along the coast here yesterday, and I realized quickly none of my photos are going to do it justice. I posted something on Instagram saying, look, these are bad photos, man. I don't have enough equipment. I just have my phone. This is the most picturesque environment I've ever been to, actually. I haven't been here long, but I'm already blown away. So this is great. Season 2 for Reed was tumultuous. He had basically a drug problem he had to overcome. His mentor betrayed him, essentially, and he had to take her down, so that was wearing on him. It was a dark time last year for Edgar. So it was kind of a resetting who he could trust, resetting his own behaviors and habits, or bad habits. So Reed was kind of left picking up the pieces at the end of the second season, hoping to improve his life and regain control. Well, with Reed being in the leadership position now, really early on in the season, he realized that he's okay with delegating. He doesn't have to control everything. Now, control's a lot for Reed. I've been saying it a lot today, but he's also aware that he can give tasks to other people and identify everyone's strengths. So with that, it was kind of seamless to, reestablish Weller and everybody else on the team. So going into the finale, I think the team's kind of a well-oiled machine, even though there's still mystery there with working with the CIA. They're always shady. But I think Reed, going into the finale, his leadership role, it's already cemented. Everybody knows what their strengths are, and it's a team. So there's somebody in leadership, but it's a team at the end of the day, and I think Reed understands that. For season 3, and Reed has stressed it several times, time is of the essence, and we need to track Crawford down today. So I think that's all I'll say about that. There's one more episode. We've been looking for this guy, and time is of the essence. So I think some significant progress will be made in that regard. We're in South Africa because we have made significant progress in tracking Crawford down. So, and also in a lot of ways, in terms of Jane and Roman, this is kind of where it started for them. So this is ground zero in a lot of ways for the entire show. Yes, we've been chasing Crawford for a long time, and he's been doing a lot of bad around the world for a long time, longer than we could remember. So we've been chasing Crawford, and now we're here in South Africa trying to nail him down.
There's so much mythology of the show is based around South Africa, so I think it's really important to be here, and it's a blessing for sure. And it's not built, it's not in a studio that's built. You're here. You feel the wind, yeah. Her relationship with Tom is developing. And this is the first person, I think the first relationship she's had, that she's been able to sort of openly express herself and be honest and vulnerable. And I think they're both discovering that, which I think is a very sweet, intimate thing for both of their characters to kind of find in one another, is this safety net that they both have in each other. I think there is some sort of tension that's building because she's, she knows that he has walls up, and she's trying to break them down and trying to ask him, and he kind of, it's sort of perpetually, she's sort of held it at an arm's length from him. So yeah, and then I think in the season finale, it's exciting because I think the truth sort of comes out in a way that isn't expected. Definitely some tension starts building in the end of the season. I think Blake is constantly trying to understand what's going on behind because he starts working with my father, and so there's a lot of secretive stuff going on that she just isn't aware of, and she can see that it's bogging him down, and she wants him to kind of open up and let her in and sort of hold some of that burden, and he doesn't. So there is that tension kind of keeps building up, and she keeps sort of asking him to be honest with her, or be open. Like, you can't help someone if they aren't willing to give back or open up. So yeah, what they've done really well is this kind of gradual buildup of Tom and Blake's relationship, in which she tries to reach out to him and is met with yet again another wall. So this is, in 321, she's really pleading with him, but this is something that has progressed through episodes prior. So it's a building force within their relationship that has kind of reached a threshold, I would say. But yeah, she's asking him to open up, to be honest, because she knows that stuff's going on. She knows he's not in a good spot. She knows he's, equally, it's not going well with her father. There's something that's going on, and she wants to know more. Because as I said, you can't help someone if you don't know what's going on in their lives. Well, I think this show's mythology is so important in South Africa. This is where Roman and Jane's story originates. This is where my father exercised some of his vision here was as well. But this is where the show began. So it's extremely important.
This is my first time to Cape Town. We're so excited to be here. Obviously South Africa's played such a central role in Blindspot, and so to finally be here for our third season finale is very exciting for the whole team. It's been extraordinary. I mean, the crews here in South Africa are world famous, and we understand why now. The proficiency here of everyone is extraordinary. The locations are unbeatable, and everyone's been just incredibly nice and warm. So we'd love to come back again and again. It's been fantastic so far. Shooting internationally is incredibly important for the show. You know, we've been to 5 continents now. We've shot in a lot of places. It gives the show a scope and a dimension that really no other broadcast American show has. And so for us, you know, we're an intensely visual show. We're an international show. And so it's nice to never have to use green screens and to actually come here and be in the world and shoot. And it's really incredible opportunity for us and our viewers to come to all these cool places. The show this season is more international than ever. We've literally gone to 5 countries on 4 different continents this season, and again, it's just like, I think it's wonderful for our international viewers to know that the show doesn't solely exist in America. That it's a show that's globally conscious, dealing with global issues, and should feel very inclusive of our global community. Viewers of the show know how important South Africa is to our mythology. Both Jane and Roman are South African. They were born here. They were here until they were 10. It's really shaped who they are as characters. And so for us, it made a lot of sense, without giving away too many spoilers, that we wanted to come back full circle with both of them and have them, you know, there's a massive showdown between the 2 of them. Each season of Blindspot feels like a novel in a series of books you really like, and so they have really clear beginning and middle and ends. And so this is one of our biggest endings yet, obviously. Being here in South Africa with Jane, with Roman, it's going to make you laugh, it's going to make you cry, the action is explosive. I don't want to say much more than that, but you can't miss it.